So as we kind of draw this episode to a close, a couple of questions that I'd like to ask your opinion on, Hayley. So, um, you know, in terms of, it doesn't matter whether you're a small business owner or a large business owner, but what's one common mistake that you see people making in how they approach their workload and productivity, and what can they do to resolve that? What's your biggest bugbear?
I think very often when I ask people what their priorities are, they'll give me a long list. And I've got like, these 10 things are my priority. And I'm like, well, you've got 10 priorities. You haven't got any priorities. Like, what are the three things that you're going to focus on this week? So I run a Monday morning, a call for people who are maybe feeling a bit stuck and overwhelmed. And we do a bit of planning for the week. It's a 45-minute call. I ask them different questions each week. Some of the questions are the same, some of them are different. But one of the regular questions each week is like, what are your top three priorities? And I actually get people to write them down. I go on my whiteboard next to my desk so I can see them every day when I sit down and work on those priorities before anything else. But in doing that, I also will ask people, okay, you've got your top three priorities. What are you not going to do this week? So that you're just making a really conscious choice. Okay, well, this isn't going to get my energy and attention this week. And that allows me to focus on these things over here. Maybe once every 4, 5, 6 weeks, I might challenge people and say, right, is there something that's just been on that list every week? So every week you've said you're not going to do that week. And maybe that's because it's not important and it's not impactful. We can get rid of that. We can let that go. That on a good ideas list of things to come back to in the future when we've got more resources, when we've sorted out our other priorities and we're maybe looking for some new ones. It's something to delegate. If it's editing your podcast, then maybe they need to work with somebody else to do that. So really thinking about what are the patterns and the trends that you're seeing in that. And are you moving the dial on your priorities? Like very often, somebody might put on their to-do list marketing. Like that's my priority for the week, but that's massive. You could have 20 people working on that and then still probably go, oh, we could do with a 21st person. What's the next action is what you should be putting on your list. So my top tips would be to have like your overall top three priorities for the week and be clear on what your next action is in relation to each of those. Like, if I'm watching you do something, what am I seeing you do? Is that sending an email to someone? Is that looking at your website and rereading the text on the homepage and making a few tweaks? What does that actually involve doing? What's that next step? And that makes it so much easier when your brain comes to look at your list to go, that's really specific. I know what to do with that. Let me crack on with it. And then you tick things off more often, which feels good. Makes you want to do more stuff.
I can feel procrastination rearing its head at the moment at the thought of rereading my homepage website text.
Well, you
Yeah,
won't really do that. That's
I
okay.
need somebody else to do that for me at some point. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, it's been fabulous to chat this morning. I think we could have probably gone on for another couple of hours easily.
Yeah.
I know everyone at home will have found that incredibly useful, not just in the advice that you've given at the end, but like that grounding of where you came from, how you got where you are, and why. I think is incredibly powerful for people who are, I meet so many people who are stuck in their job, and they can see elements of what they want to do with their life, but they're just not quite courageous enough at that moment to take that leap. And it's lovely to meet somebody who's gone, do you know what? I was really good at doing this for so long, but actually what I enjoy doing was this, and that's what I do now. And you can see the passion in you. It's lovely.